Everyone else ran for cover. Everyone else looked away. But in the middle of a violent storm, a young black boy with nothing to his name made a choice that would quietly rewrite his future. He gave up the only dry shelter he had for a stranger soaked to the bone. And by the next morning, what showed up outside his home made grown men cry and left an entire neighborhood in disbelief. This is not just a story about kindness. This is a story about what happens when goodness meets destiny. Stay with me. Before we continue, tell us where you're watching from and subscribe, because tomorrow's story is something special. Malik Johnson was 13 years old when he realized the world didn't slow down for kids like him. His mornings started early, too early for a boy his age. He packed his little sister's lunch, checked her homework, walked her to school before heading to his own. Their apartment was small, paint peeling, heat unreliable, but Malik never complained. His mother worked nights cleaning offices downtown. She slept during the day, exhaustion carved into her face. Malik learned to be quiet, to be responsible, to be invisible. Teachers said he had potential, but potential didn't pay bills. That afternoon, Malik left school under a sky that looked wrong, heavy, dark, waiting. The storm was coming. The first drops hit hard, cold, sharp. Within seconds, rain poured like punishment. Malik ran to the nearest bus stop, a cracked plastic shelter with one rusted bench. He squeezed inside, hugging his backpack. Thunder cracked. That's when he saw her. Across the street, an elderly white woman stood frozen in the rain, her coat thin, her hair soaked flat against her face. She looked confused, lost. People rushed past her. Cars sprayed water at her legs. No one stopped. Malik told himself it wasn't his problem. Then her knees buckled. Malik's heart pounded. He could stay dry, or he could help. He ran. Rain soaked him instantly. "Ma'am!" he shouted. She looked up, terrified, embarrassed, shaking. He guided her back to the shelter, took off his hoodie, wrapped it around her shoulders. "You sit," he said. "I'm okay." He stood outside the shelter, rain drenching him. The woman protested, apologized. Malik just smiled. "My grandma says storms don't last forever." For 20 minutes, thunder roared overhead. They talked. Her name was Evelyn. She had missed her ride. She didn't know how to use her phone. She asked Malik about school, about his dreams. No one had ever asked him that before. When a cab finally arrived, Evelyn held Malik's hands tightly. "You remind me of someone I once failed," she whispered. She tried to give him money. Malik refused. "I didn't help you for that," he said. She smiled, a smile heavy with meaning. As the cab drove away, Malik walked home soaked, cold, and late. He didn't know he had just passed the most important test of his life. The next morning, Malik was half asleep when engines rumbled outside. Not normal cars, SUVs, black, shiny, expensive. Neighbors stepped outside. A knock echoed through the apartment. 2 men in suits stood at the door. "Is Malik Johnson here?" His mother panicked. Malik stepped forward. Then she appeared, Evelyn, but this time she looked different, powerful, confident, in control. Evelyn explained everything. She was the founder of a national foundation. She funded schools, shelters, scholarships. She had been on her way to quietly inspect local programs, to decide where millions would go. The storm stranded her. Malik didn't know who she was, and that's why she trusted him. "You treated me like a human," she said, "not an opportunity." Evelyn didn't give Malik cash. She offered full private school scholarship, college tuition guarantee, mentorship, support for his mother, safe housing assistance. But there was one condition: never lose the boy you were in that storm. Malik cried for the first time in years. So did his mother. Time moved. Malik studied, worked, succeeded. He came back to his neighborhood not to escape it, but to lift it. The broken bus stop was rebuilt. A plaque was installed. This shelter stands for compassion. Malik paid for it himself. Years later, Malik stood at a podium. Graduation, community leaders, kids who reminded him of himself. Evelyn sat in the front row. Malik said, "I didn't save her from the storm. She saved me from thinking I didn't matter." Kindness doesn't announce itself. It doesn't expect reward. But sometimes it echoes across a lifetime. If this story touched you, comment "Storm" and subscribe for more stories that prove one choice can change everything.